Right, you know, Freiberg usually the kit player for NiP. That's pretty much his role. It's been established for quite some time. So he'll be going for the kit, and then the remaining $400 that he has after buying that kit into 2 flashes. So he'll be the one rocking the gear, and there's the spot already. Freiberg falling back. He has seen that Rush has made it into connector. Smoke goes down to block that as well, and an instant shot drops it. Get right, though, through the smoke will find 1 kill. This is just all over the place, but OpTic will collapse onto the A site. That was the end goal for them, and it works out perfectly.
Yeah, what a massive round, and what a fantastic play. They just saw that weakness, maybe looking at some demos for NiP. Pyth gonna pick up a kill, but he goes down, and Mixwell coming into the play. The Spanish player here helping out once again, and OpTic gonna win the pistol round. They did that so smoothly, so nicely. As soon as Rush gets the kill on Freiberg, then the long player for NiP starts to fall back, and that's when Stanislaw comes in and picks up that kill. That's all they needed. Those were the 2 main components, and it was done. Very well played.
Yeah, love to see a strat like that just come together. Everything falls into place very nicely. We have a technical pause coming up right now. Haven't been told what it is just yet, but it's not a tactical pause. A bit early for that, Anders, after the first round.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You would have to be on a pretty high level of tilt to just do it after 1 round.
Well, I mean, you run into a strat like that, maybe, but that would be a stretch. That would be a bit of a stretch. But I do like to see that from OpTic, man. That was very clean, well thought out, everything falling into place nicely. And Freiberg, I mean, just the man who was trying to hold and trying to make something happen there. He had to actually just pick up that kill instantly on Rush. It just did not happen for him at all. So we do get back into the game. Very, very slight, small technical pause there. Probably just like a mouse problem or something like that real quick. Sorted out. And so NiP, this is Threat's influence at play. They are not going for the full force buy here on their CT second round after losing the pistol. Instead, they're just going to invest in some pistols. No Kevlar, handful of nades, and we'll see. The stack on the B site for now, just waiting for OpTic to commit.
Yeah, very, very common stuff so far. I mean, I appreciate that OpTic aren't just rushing anywhere, but it feels like we've seen, it's been a while since we've even seen terrorist teams do that in the second round, you know? Everyone just plays these rounds so carefully, so slowly. When they do go in, I want to see Daps and Mixwell be the first 2 guys in because of those SMGs, and make sure that Naf and Rush are alive at the end of the round to take any potential fights here. That's my only concern, the only thing that I worry about right now. I like the fact that Pyth is so close here with the grenade, still just waiting with it, and it could do a lot of damage. It could be actually a good setup for it. There's the Molotov coming out. Is it going to trigger him just yet? He's still waiting very patiently. They're all right on the other side. And now a couple of shots coming through. There's the grenade coming out, and it does some good damage, but maybe not quite enough. Rush picking up the opening 2 kills. Daps coming in 1, and very nearly taking out Freiberg 2.
So close there for Daps. He did get the 1 kill, though. $600 extra in his pocket thanks to that SMG frag. So now it's just 4s with the Deeg. Hoping to get lucky. That was, I mean, very well thought out there from Pyth. You just kind of wish that he had that second, there was like a second HE there just to stack up with it. That would have been monstrous. Instead, it is shaping up for OpTic. 4 players from OpTic to survive. Rush will find the long-range shot onto force. That's exactly how you want that rifle to be played. With those rifles, you just don't need to get close. You sit, wait, go for the taps, long distance, or the burst there from Rush to start things off. And a very solid round from Rush altogether. Should be 3 kills picked up for him in that round.
Yeah, very well. It could have been. And Semler, apparently NiP are on the same level with you because they did just get 3 HE grenades.
I dig it.
So, and it's something that we've seen before, 3 or even 4 grenades. I definitely think it's a cool idea as well. Sadly, it rarely works, but if it does, then yeah, what a way to win a round, right?
And that's the one that's been thrown out just to get the bait kind of response out of OpTic here. OpTic may not be expecting there to be another setup, another nade setup that they could walk into here. So the trap has been set by NiP, and NiP are perfectly content because this setup works. With Pyth all the way back on the B site, he'll be the first point of contact, and then you have Get Right, Exist, and Freiberg just waiting to chuck those HEs in there as soon as Pyth spots somebody. So I like the thought. Not a big investment, and it could work out brilliantly for him. 1 HE goes out. They're a little bit of a bait. Mixwell manages to get back around the corner, so Get Right jumps the gun, unfortunately, and, well, they just completely fluff it this time around. Unfortunately for NiP, they throw the nades without even spotting anybody.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too eager. It's one of those, you know, intuition kind of things. If they had all been there, then we would have said, oh, fantastic, you know, intuition from NiP, but this time it just kind of fell to the floor, and Naf will pick up 3 kills. It's going to be OpTic winning 3 rounds in a row, going into the 4th one here at NiP instant buy there with the AWP and get right with the Mag 7, just like the panel was talking about. It's a very viable gun on this map.
Absolutely. You hold close to plateau. You get right up there, up close. Look for that headshot. That's where Get Right likes to play. And he's very good at it. You know, you can also be accurate when you're jumping. So you can jump up just to get your head above the plateau rim there. And boom, just light people up with that shotgun. So expect to see Get Right try and do that if OpTic persists in trying to go towards this B site. And OpTic, they're kind of going halvesies here. 3 rifles, but still holding on to 2 SMGs. And I do like that at least one of those SMGs is leading the way. Stanislaw just going to walk up here, get right behind the smoke, and here we go. Change of pace, actually, from OpTic. They're going to go charge again. Exist there to shut down Mixwell. Pyth going to find Rush. And they're just not getting anything out of this. Pyth, 2 big kills there to stop the push.
Stan is alone, and I can't know this for sure, but I think Stan was meant to jump around that corner and run down the side of the wall, and I think he got confused in the smoke. And as a result, the whole thing just fell apart. I actually think that was down to Stan not quite making it out. I'd love to see sort of a bird's eye view of that situation, just because that's so incredibly confusing for the team. He made it have even blocked people behind him without us being able to see it. It looked like he was sort of angling to get out, and it's a real good idea. You know, you walk into that smoke and you make a clean jump out of the smoke, and then you sort of land quite far into the bomb site, in fact. But this time, nowhere near that graceful. Instead, the bomb is dropped, and it's a 1-on-5.
And if you're wondering, you never give up in a 1v5 situation. You can still find something. He's going to spot out the man, looking for the shot, not going to get it. Sprays onto Forrest, tries to carry that spray over to Freiberg, but not meant to be. And now we get Pyth's perspective, holding from the site itself. Very solid positioning from him. And if they get stuck, if they get bogged down on that plateau, it just turns into a turkey shoot. He just gets to sit there with that AWP and just keep, you know, darting around, playing that gambling game where if you're the terrorist on the plateau, you're just having to guess, is he going left or right each time? And with that AWP, you can't afford to make the mistake. If Pyth is hitting the shots, you're dead. The whole team just, you know, basically vanishes. So NiP on the board, 1 round for them, 3 for OpTic still. And of course, OpTic have the money to go for the buy, and was wondering if they were going to go for the change of pace and try and get aggressive again, but it's not going to happen.
No, being a little bit more careful in this round here, OpTic. NiP looking for a boost up onto the plateau. They want Pyth to take that long line down B and see if he could pick up anybody here. Definitely a lot of map control for NiP, which is so hard to get when you're on the CT side of this map. So that one sniper position is really helpful if you just want to control what the terrorists are doing. Nice shot coming through from Mixwell, opening up on Get Right.
Not an easy angle for Get Right to hold for that very reason. Mixwell can step right past his crosshair, whereas Mixwell, he's pre-aiming that spot that Get Right is holding. So it's a matter of just stepping into it. You get the headshot. Freiberg hoping to get lucky there that Mixwell would overextend. Not going to happen. And OpTic, they've got a fantastic situation here. They could just reset NiP's economy if they manage to pull off this round. And with the man advantage, it is looking good. Smoke gonna clear. Exist gets forced out of drop. Takes a smattering of damage. And Freiberg trying to get creative with the flash there, but it's not going to happen. Instead, it's Mixwell finding another kill. Exist is dead. Stanislaw takes out Forrest. That's the A site open for business here. Freiberg trying to rotate back. It's not going to be enough. He's about to get pinched.
Yeah, he's in so much trouble right now. Trying to get onto the site, but he's going to get shot in the back end. He's second this Rush coming into it. And Mixwell out for blood. He's finally going to be going down, but he pretty much did all he needed to that round. What a great play from OpTic. And that comes off of the back of a pretty good win for NiP. That means the Swedes are going to be almost entirely out of money. They don't get to save the AWP either. And OpTic is doing a very good job of the moment here. 4-1. And look at the money for NiP. I wouldn't buy at this point.
And let's take a look here. Well, this was Exist, right? That was the kill on Exist. Stanislaw found Forrest on the other side. So 4 rounds on the board for OpTic, 1 for NiP. And, well, there you go. You guys get to see the economy there at the middle of the scoreboard on the blue side. They just don't have much money. They're all floating around 3,000. That's not enough to go for a full buy where you get all the rifles, all the nades, the Kevlar to go with it. So NiP back to pistols. We do expect to see a strong start out of OpTic. I mean, they are on the T side. It's the favored side on this map.
Yeah, but I don't expect to see such a slow start of Get Right and Forrest here. I mean, Forrest hasn't killed anyone yet. Get Right's on 1 kill, and Exist also at 1. And these are some of the sort of top fraggers for this team here. Pushing up a little bit aggressively, and Get Right almost going down. And OpTic must be feeling very good at the moment here. A bit of a cold start here for the Swedish team, which in the past they have been known to get a little bit slow out the gate.
Well, solid anti-ego so far for OpTic. NiP, I mean, the defense still holds here on the B side, so OpTic are actually intent on just trying to rush through here, and this may work out for NiP. They still have 3 players alive with the pistols. Sure, they've taken some damage, but if they get the drop on them, this could get interesting for OpTic. Freiburg will find 1 additional kill, but OpTic, they hold their own, pick up another round here, 5-1. Establishing that economy, they're looking very good right now, OpTic.
You do have... Is that the flashbang dance? Is that what I'm seeing?
No,
or
no,
is it
no.
something else?
What's it called again? It's when they dab? Or is that it? What is it?
I'm
so late on the
obviously-
meme here. Where's Allison when you need her?
I suddenly feel very old. I can obviously tell that that's a generational thing that I'm not catching up to. Someone teach me, please. It is the 7th round coming up here, and Mixwell, look at how fast he is. Letting Rush lead, and that's a great start here. Both Forest and Get Right down without doing anything in the round. A good refrag coming in from Python Existence, spraying long range here. Naf not going to be able to pick up the kill. Stan taking the bomb, and it's him and Daps against 3.
Well, they can actually make it in here. It's only Freiburg holding on the A site for now. He does have a teammate, Pyth, not too far away in connector to support him. But nobody's actually on this A site. It's going to come down to a retake scenario now because Freiburg isn't close enough to stop them from getting onto the bomb site itself. Daps is just going to charge out into the open, looking for the fight, trying to clear out these angles. And while Stanislaw, he's got that bomb, and he's going to make his way up for the plant. So Freiburg now is he going to spot the man. Daps looks away, and the Flames, they stopped him from spotting Freiburg. A little bit of a nade down onto Daps. That's just a friendly hello from Freiburg. But NiP, they're playing this very patiently. They know that they have the man advantage. They have the edge. Freiburg has a kit. They still have a couple of nades to work with here. So NiP, can they actually pull this off? This is such a key round. And there we go. Exist. Gets the flank. Stanislaw, long range, will pick off one. Spots both, and they run. They line up, but he runs out of bullets. He had them both dead to rights. Bit of a sigh of relief there from Python. I think he knew just how close it was. Couple more bullets, and that would have been it.
Wow, that's terrifying. And NiP, they really don't look on point. They look a bit slow on everything, you know. Why weren't they at least closer to the bomb site or had someone listening or spotting as they came in? Just a little bit too static in their defense at the moment. 5-2 being the scoreline, though. OpTic able to buy even more rifles here. And NiP, even if they win the round, not looking that impressive. You know, you got the FAMAS and even the MP9 there on Forest. So a little bit sketchy. Forest at 006, very needy 007. That's a rare sight.
Exactly, and Get Right's only sitting on the 1 kill as well. We're talking about win conditions for NiP. Those 2 players, they are key, they are instrumental when it comes to winning maps for NiP. So hopefully we don't get a James Bond here for Forest, but more importantly, Get Right needs to start waking up as well. He's playing one of those key positions on the map. Bit of a difference maker. So, and it is still Forest just hanging out over on A site alone. Not a whole lot going on for him. Get Right gets caught turning away, and it's a perfect play. Clearing out drop. Get Right and Freiburg out in the open. Exist gets traded by Mixwell. And just like that, it's a 2-man advantage here for OpTic. They pretty much have the round sewn up at this point.
I mean, they had essentially a firing squad waiting down and drop, but what was the plan? Were they thinking this works if they throw no flashbangs? I'm not sure I follow it entirely. And you're right, they just both turned around and instantly got shut down. Forest and Pyth gonna have to wait. Again, there's nothing they can do about OpTic putting down the bomb and winning this round here. So 6-2, and again, NiP, you know, single round win, then back to losing. It's a recipe to make sure you actually just never have any money at all.
Well, I guess there's always a silver lining, right? And Forest hasn't turned into a secret agent just yet. Gets another chance to redeem himself.
Yeah, unless Stan is going to find him here, but you are right. They should be safe in this round. Cobblestone is a map where it takes a long time to find someone who's hiding. I mean, Forest is practically where Mo was hiding earlier, as we saw on the graphic there, right on top of the restroom there. Maybe Mo is inside one of them. We don't know.
He's waiting. He somehow figured out so that the door doesn't say that somebody's inside. Is that it? The surprise. Well, peekaboo. And there's the shot. Nicely done there by Pyth. Picks off Nafly. OpTic's money is just so good right now. This shouldn't be a problem for them dropping a rifle. Shouldn't be too concerned by this. Instead, it's NiP who get reset again. So they save the AWP on Pyth. Forrest has got that M4, but the 3 remaining players for NiP are all sitting on 1,500. So it's not looking too hot here for the defense. What is it? Get Right actually has that CZ. He gets a Kevlar as well. Okay, so let's see if Get Right can actually do some damage with the CZ. Maybe if OpTic get impatient. But there's no point even saying that because it feels to me like OpTic have just been playing this very carefully. A very safe, measured game coming out from them so far. Nothing really random being done apart from just the mistake, you know, made by, and that was just like an accident that Stanislaw got caught in the smoke, right? Otherwise, the push might have worked earlier on in the half. Ever since, though, they've just been very meticulous, OpTic. It's very nice to see. Very, 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 very.
I would even say if OpTic win this round, maybe NiP should think about doing a tactical timeout, because I think I really can't see a world in which GetRight and Forest are like not going to be able to mentally get back in the game. They simply have too much experience playing at every level. So they should have been in this position 100 times already. Forest in the middle ends up going down. Mixwell getting the entry, and there's that 007 scoreline we were talking about. GetRight picking up one, and it's not quite enough. Still a 2-on-3 here. Smoke is up all over the place. It exists. Trying, gambling with that Deagle, not going to hit any of the shots here, and bomb goes down. Good shot from Daps, and Freiburg to fall last. 7-2.
Boom. OpTic are just hitting their shots all over the map right now.
Yeah, and NiP are essentially playing 3 versus 5.
That's what it boils down to. When you say, yeah, you can't, at this level, you can't afford to have a James Bond on your team. Like, everybody needs to be having an impact. Okay, granted, Forrest got an assist, so that kind of ruins it a little bit, but he needs to be getting kills. I mean, Forrest is an anchor player for NiP. They count on him a lot to have an impact in the rounds. GetRight, same thing. So right now, both of these guys, they need to wake up a little bit. I mean, Swedes love their coffee. Maybe they didn't have enough. Got to catch up. But at some point, they have to wake up, and we'll see if that happens anytime soon, because OpTic are sitting on 7 rounds now on their T side. NiP still sitting on 2. And once again, back to pistols here for NiP. They've gone for an HE surprise. So we'll see. 3 HEs picked up. And this time they're changing it up. Instead, it's going to be in drop. They realize, I mean, NiP are just looking for some kind of punish here because OpTic keep going drop. So I can see why they'd want to hang around here with some HEs and say, wait, if this is going to be a hot spot on the map for you guys, well, you know, we'll just be waiting with some shrapnel in our hands.
And OpTic very, very careful. They're not allowing any way for NiP to creep up anywhere behind the attack that's coming in. And that in itself is a good basic style. I like seeing that. Jumping down, making a bit of noise. The grenades not really doing any damage at all to the OpTic team. And now, well, NiP are all at the bomb side, and they're even going for a counter boost here. It's actually walking up behind them right now. The push is coming in. He's going to be behind them with the USPS, and oh, Daps will stop that. Otherwise, that would have been a great start here. But now the rest of the defense is absolutely going to crumble. GetRight and Freiburg left 2 versus 5 at the moment, and this is a disaster for NiP. 8-2 OpTic. They're showing us way more than we were expecting.
Yeah, I'm wondering where the OpTic chant. I mean, I guess it's because there's no Selfless here, right? You know, you gotta. It was OpTic v Selfless yesterday, so obviously the fans had to go, and Selfless fan man really just making a lot of noise. I was quite impressed with him.
He was.
He was, man. He delivered.
He even had a thread on Reddit, I think, and I think he also tweeted at us.
He tweeted at us, yeah.
Having
Cool
a good time. Tactical timeout being pulled by NiP to try and make sure that they don't just get washed away on this map. Who would have thought that that was going to be a way to introduce the upcoming 11th round? I mean, this is quite something. And unlike earlier, I mean, it's not just Mixwell. In fact, it's not Mixwell. It's Stan and Rush right now with 10 and 11 kills. And then the rest of the OpTic team is at 7. So, I mean, Mixwell has been getting some great entries. It's not like he's been doing anything, but he's not the only player to do anything. And the desk was pointing this out. Rush traditionally performs horribly against European teams. Now he's on point than he was yesterday as well. So that's encouraging, I would say. That's a very good sign for him personally.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the sign of a well-rounded player, is when you can count on a player no matter who he's facing up against to be just consistent in what he brings to the team. RPK is one of those players. You can almost, you just count on him as this rock that will always give you 1 frag per round, right? And that's very hard to do. So when you're an in-game leader, you're like, right, well, I know that RPK, if I put him here, he'll at least get me 1. And then I can try and build around that a little bit, right? Spread out the strat. Right now, the issue is, I mean, you pointed out, OpTic are consistent across the board. Everybody's hitting shots. NiP, it's really just Python exists, and then it's just a steep drop-off from there. Like, nobody else seems to be, well, dialed in right now, which is so weird to say when it's GetRight and Forest that we're talking about. Usually it's the other way around. And then it's not a problem, because when GetRight and Forest are hitting shots, then, you know, it's high-impact frags, and it's winning NiP rounds. Right now, NiP, it doesn't even feel like they're on the server. They're trying to go for I mean, I do like the clever plays here with the HEs. That is cool. But it seems to me like OpTic have kind of figured it out. Like the fact that Rush and Drop, like he just throws a flash and then waits around the corner. It's almost as if OpTic are starting to dial in, like, wait a second, when they're ecoing, they're actually buying HE. So let's just try and bait a reaction here.
I think the core problem that NiP keep having is holding drop. Whenever they are, well, let's say holding it hard, which means they're sort of in drop and just waiting for OpTic to show up, they straight lose the fight. And whenever they pull back a little bit further, then OpTic pushes the fight too far in that the defense no longer works. And then, so either way, it's bad. And I don't know how they're going to stop that from happening. It seems like, in fact, maybe they're going to try and switch it up altogether. Get Right playing alone in drop right now. Existent Python on the B bomb site, and he's got that max 7, so maybe they're just going to count on some of that magic.
They got to hope, cross their fingers, and hope that he has a big round that will get everybody fired up. Nice HE there. That was a deep one in from Get Right. Hoping to catch Rush or anybody holding pretty far back towards drop. Basically, it's the bait and switch. That smoke goes down, and then Get Right hopes to punish anybody waiting on the other side of it. But this is actually a tactic that OpTic have gone back to quite a bit. This boost towards plateau. Mixwell seems to favor it once he gets that AWP.
Yeah, slightly borrowed from Luminosity, as we saw in the first week. Got some good kills in with that one. Now they are rotating back towards the bomb site. An Existent Python on the bomb site. Get Right close and drop. And again, I think drop is going to be the main thing. The crossfire between Python and Exist should hold, but the main issue is going to be that Exist will have to turn around and cover drop if Get Right goes down. So again, all eyes on Get Right.
Well, there's a little bit of a pop flash, goes in early. Nafly not going to be blinded, and actually nobody coming in from drop this time around. This could actually work out marvelously well for NiP. Rush finds the first headshot on Pyth. Exist needs to have an impact, and he gets picked off by Mixwell. And just like that, we put all attention on Get Right. OpTic not interested in finding him at all. He actually delivers himself to Nafly. Big kill there for Naf. Freiburg and Forrest rotating over from that A site. Just, it's already over before they even get to connector. It's done. 2 quick picks like that on the site itself. And OpTic, man, they are just looking so on point. 9 rounds now for them to NiP's 2.
Wow, this is almost unreal. That, you know, there was no pressure. Existent Pyth could focus solely on that one spot. They have a crossfire setup, they have everything going for them, and they just get completely rolled. That's a problem. How do you come back from that? There's no tactical timeout you can take that will solve that problem, you know?
No. And it's Pyth basically missing the first shot, I think. If he can pick up 1 kill, Nafly even catches Forrest trying to hide his gun. So only a single rifle here for NiP going into the next round, and they don't quite have enough money to go for the 4 spy, so it'll be another round of pistols for NiP. But you're right, but look at this. I mean, well, we come in just a second too late. Rush actually picks off Pyth on the site, right? Mixwell, after that, it's just easy as you please. He picks off Exist, gonna spot him out, especially because Exist fails to get the first kill, fails to get the trade kill. And that's the main thing. The root of the problem here is that NiP are not at least trading 1 for 1. There is no trade happening. It's just a one-sided battle. OpTic are winning all the fights. And they're just going to keep rinsing and repeating this until it actually works. And Get Right up here with a scout. That's interesting.
They're making so sure, OpTic, that they're not taking anything for granted, right? They're not getting overzealous. They're not thinking, oh, it's sweet, we're rolling NiP. This will be a great day, you know, let's just keep going. They're every time the same carefully measured approach. And this is nothing like the OpTic that we've seen for the rest of this league. I mean, so far, they've been playing just like 5 individuals, not a lot of teamwork, and certainly not a lot of structure.
Mm-hmm. And it's when it matters most as well. NiP have got this in the back of their heads because there's a point system involved here. During the group phase, during the round-robin group phase, you're getting a point a map, but when you get into the playoff brackets, you're getting more points per win. And so it's so important to actually win maps here in the playoff bracket. So once you get into that third place sort of situation, Freiburg will catch out the bomb. He's neatly cut the offense in 2 here. And so now, well, they have the bomb site on A, but they don't have the bomb, so that's a little bit of a problem. They're actually going to have to catch Freiburg, and he turns away from danger, and Daps gets a free kill.
A real opening there. Pyth going to be giving up the 1 kill. He really wants that gun, and finally, AK in his hands, tries the preemptive spray. Not going to be working out, and now with 25 seconds here, Forrest going to be going down to Rush as well. So suddenly I remembered a conversation I had yesterday with Ryu from from Selfless.
Sure.
And he said, well, the one problem we have playing OpTic, generally speaking, is that they anti-strat a lot. They really do a lot of homework. So if you're playing your normal style against them, then they're actually pretty good. But as soon as you switch it up, maybe not. And OpTic have had very, very good answers for how to break the defense over at drop all the time. It seems like they know very well what NiP are doing. And that could well be sort of some research coming in. The problem is you're playing Cobblestone. There are not that many other things you can change up on the CT side, you know. Things get really, really tough. So I have to see if anything is going to be switching up. But right now, NiP, if they can make 10-5, we still have a game on our hands. It's not impossible to come back from that scoreline, but at this rate, it's not looking good.
Oh, there's the boost. And Rush is there to annihilate Get Right. Mixwell going to be able to follow up on Freiburg. They know that if Get Right gets up there, there's a second man waiting and drop below him, and Mixwell not going to let Freiburg get away. OpTic are just, I mean, they continue to deliver here, whereas NiP, they're trying to get creative. Have to give it to them there. That was, well, I mean, it's basically NiP trying to show some fight. Take the fight to OpTic, go for an aggressive boost. One of the few aggressive options that you have on the CT side of Cobblestone. Only problem is OpTic, they're just ready and waiting. They put so much pressure on Exist, or on a NiP, but Exist, he gets spotted. So Rush knows there's a man in connector now. When they push onto the B side, if they want to push the B side, they know to look towards the boulder. And there's still a man alive at Chicken Coop.
Oh, and that's Pyth picking up one shot. Going for a second one is Exist, and Pyth in a lot of trouble here. They're coming in from two different angles, walking it right behind him. He picks the one kill, but he can't do anything about it. Now all on Forest, and this would be a great time to step up with a clutch.
What?
There's the first kill of the game for Forest, taking out Nafly. And one more shot here would do it, and there it is. Double kill going to be coming through, and NiP winning a big round here. 2 kills for Forest in the same round. It took 13 before he picked it up. It's about damn time. I mean, we shouldn't be celebrating. We should just be sort of, you know, almost a little bit...
I just feel like I live in a backwards universe right now. It's like we're on NA turf in NA. NA team is dominating NiP, and yet NiP get cheered. It's like, what? What's going on here? Well, I mean, that is just NiP. NiP are always at home. So many fans around the world.
Yeah, this is true enough, but I mean, I feel like OpTic, they should be converting a couple of people right now. Definitely showing some promise. And I mean, this goes back to the OpTic that we thought we would maybe see going into the second week of ELEAGUE here, because before this they were doing very well, right? It's only when they showed up at ELEAGUE it seemed to sort of cool down a little bit. And it's good to see that they still have some, well, actually a lot of fight in them here.
Interesting decision by Exist to just donate that smoke there, though. Not sure, a little bit of pressure perhaps. He just wanted to cancel it out immediately, but I mean, it's a bit of a smoke gone to waste. So a minute left on this clock, hardly any nades left to speak of here for NiP. So when OpTic decide to go for the play, things could get hairy. OpTic don't have too many nades themselves, but there's the flash in. Mixwell turns away, Get Right lurking on the edge of the smoke, and he should be able to get a freebie, but no, Mixwell turns back in time. Spots him out, Exist right on the other side of the post. He's gonna be able to pick up the trade kill. So we're back into a 4-on-4. 45 seconds left here for OpTic to make a play for a site. They're rotating that bomb back towards A, so it looks like this is where the action's going to take place. Freiburg, though, getting called back to B. And now it's all on Forest. Can he continue to deliver, Anders?
Well, if he misses the shot, then Daps is surely going to be able to take him out. And there's the shot. Oh, he legs him. Daps surviving on 3 health. Forest just not having a good time at all. And Rush sneaking into the middle and catching the rotating team coming in. Exist 1 versus 4. I mean, what are you going to do at this point in time? He does pick up a kill and steals an AK. I really feel like he should just, yeah, save it. 11-3 for OpTic.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. It is about time. They haven't even needed the USA chant. It's still been working. It's still been just fine. NiP, more like RIP.
Oh, Anders. The betrayal. You waited a long time for that one.
I did.
Years.
And I had to try and force myself not to smile while saying it. That was the hardest part of that delivery. Look at this ridiculousness. If Forest gets the kill, then the people coming out of ramp are in an awful position. because they're going to get sandwiched in between Freiburg, and it's just that one thing. But I'm not going to make any excuses right now. OpTic is playing a really good game, and the fact that GetRight and Forest aren't able to turn this around, they're both at 2 kills. This is ridiculous.
It's not every day that we see NiP, actually being invisible on the server. There's the joke. They're ninjas and all that, just subterfuge. That's their calling card, but they need to start showing up and actually being lethal here. 3 rounds on the board for NiP, 11 for OpTic. And well, OpTic, again, they just have all the money, full buy for them. Don't even need an AWP for Mixwell. He's been doing a fantastic job with the AK, so they're just going to keep going with what works. And well, NiP, they've held on. They've got 1 rifle. That was Exist who saved it in the last round. GetRight had enough to go for the FAMAS. Rest of them on pistols. And let's see. Incendiary's going to go out. That's Exist forced out into the open, but a perfectly timed flash. And I think that was a team flash. Actually stops Snapfly from getting the punish. Pyth waiting to go in there to look for the fight, but Exist survives with barely 12 HP.
And mostly because he wanted to take that fight up on the plateau. I mean, the initial Molotov only did like 18 damage or something to him, and then he went back for another 60 on top of that, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. And again, I think just maybe crumbling a little bit right now on the NiP side. Freiburg close to GetRight behind him, trying for the spray, but absolutely nothing is connecting right now. Freiburg close with the pistol, running right into Mixwell. And that's just not going to end well for him. Pyth exchanging places in the smoke, and that's going to be the first up done. 12-3 in favor of OpTic Gaming. There should be much more of a smile on their faces here. And GetRight's body language here is more appropriate for what NiP have been showing us so far.
Basically says it all right there. This is incredible. I don't think anybody was expecting this from OpTic. I mean, they are capable, but to deliver this level versus NiP, who have also been doing very well themselves recently, that's surprising to see. GetRight, that's actually, he's just, confused.
Yeah, even just a little bit here. I mean, what a tough way to get started for NiP. When we return after the break, it's going to be the second half here on Cobblestone. Wow, what a great first half here for OpTic Gaming, the North American team. Somehow schooling the NiP team on how to play Cobblestone T-side, and neither Forest nor GetRight showing up and doing anything at all. They had 4 kills combined in the 15 rounds. But on the OpTic side, there were some players really stepping up.
No, everybody on OpTic. That was the main point to take away at the beginning of this first half, is that everybody has delivered on OpTic side. Rush and Stanislaw pretty much sitting at the top of the pack right now. Very healthy kill-death ratio right there. 17-6 for Rush, 14-3 for Stan. Like, nobody can touch Stanislaw right now. This guy's a monster. Mixwell was the main man to watch for OpTic, and that's what everybody's been talking about going through the initial group phase was Mixwell. He's the dangerous player on this team. You have to worry about him. He's a Spaniard. He's from Europe, right? Now, all of a sudden, OpTic showing us that they've got some fight on everybody here.
Well, needless to say, NiP have got to win this pistol round. If they don't, then I'm not sure there's even any competition on this map left. If they do, it'll be fun to see if OpTic are as good on CT as they are on the T side here. Flashbang coming in. Daps, is he going to peek behind it? Look at how effective that is. Every single member of NiP blind at the same time. NAF looking for the shot, has to reload in the corner. Get right, going to pick up that kill. And Forrest trying to get in here, but Stan going to shut him down. Rush with a shot as well, getting a double kill, and that might be the turning point. Get right, all alone. He's got Tech 9, he's got armor, and 3 targets to find.
What a dream.
Wow.
But Rush is only, he's not interested in your hopes and dreams. This is America. You get it done on your own. Get right, just no luck at all. But this was such a solid defense. That flash as well just completely wrecked the timing for NiP at the beginning of the push.
Just want to point out that Rush, when he goes through that reload, has 4 bullets left in total. So it had to be something like that. And maybe you could have picked something off of the ground, but that C-Sed had 4 bullets left.
Oh, here we go. We have NiP, backs to the wall. No bomb plant, meaning they go into a 4 spy here. Full Kevlar, Tech 9, couple of nades, and they're going to go put some pressure here at A. Daps, careful now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little risky.
NiP are trying to follow up behind him, and he should be able to hear them run there, so buying a little bit of time. Mixwell is not that far away, and would have been a great grenade if they had actually tried to chase Daps down. NiP, obviously with the pistol and armor buy here. When you're this far behind, then you've got to do something to try and get back in the game.
This is an interesting situation. They go for the boost here with Forrest. This is, that's just to change up the angle. That is called an off angle, basically. It's probably the last thing you'd expect a terrorist to do, get boosted up himself. So that's interesting. Nice take there from NiP, trying to change things up, but Forrest should be dropping down, and they're going to be gathering up NiP for a push onto this A site, and 3 players are currently here for OpTic. So they've got the perfect setup to deal with this push when it finally comes in here for NiP. And well, now it's a bit of a delayed, kind of like fake coming out here from NiP. They've sent Get Right and Exist to stomp around, check out the hallways towards B, make some noise over here, basically to keep OpTic guessing. And they did succeed in pulling Nafly off of B site, or A site rather, towards that B site. But he is still close in connector, and he should be able to be here to provide some support for his teammates.
Oh, what a grenade. Taking almost Freiburg with him there. Daps picking up 2 kills, even if it was a bit low there. Daps with a 3rd one coming through, and Naf to close out the round. And OpTic now at 14. My God.
Yeah, this is monstrous. Look at this shot from Daps as well. The second one is just nasty. They got to be feeling pretty good right now, OpTic. They're so close to picking up the first map in this best of 3. Even Daps, positive KDA for him. 12 kills, 7 deaths, 15-0-4 for Stanislaw, though. That man keeps dominating. And, well, Rush, 21-6. Versus NiP, Anders. These are Swedes on the server, and they're getting bodied right now.
Yeah, people have been talking about the sort of the talent and sort of the up-and-coming player that is Rush, but it really has been a lot of up and down and maybe not the most consistent performances, but this is a very, very good way to make a name for yourself. Again, NiP, pistol armor, they got the backs against the wall, they got to do this. Naf charging through, and he's got the Angry Farmer shotgun, picking up a couple of, well, actually no kills. All Stan taking 3 of them, but he certainly supplied a bit of damage at the end, and Freiburg going to be in a 1-on-4. NiP, I mean, I don't know what to do. Maybe, you know that armor that's behind Freiburg, behind the glass there, maybe put someone in that and see if they could take a fight like that. Just get him a knife and some real armor.
You need to actually check that armor, how historically accurate it is. You know, this is a French castle after all, and it looks a might bit German.
I didn't realize the French build castles.
Yes, in fact they did. Usually pretty bling though, the castles. If you go to Versailles one day, that's some classy bling right there.
If they built them like they built cars, I'm not sure I want to be anywhere near. Just
get off the desk, Anders.
I'd end up, you know, just crumbling. NiP just with Freiburg left here, and it's going to be Mixwell to take him out. Stan picking up 1 more triple kill here right at the end, trying to see if he can catch up to Rush at 21 kills, while Stan is currently at 18. Very, very impressed by OpTic. And if anything, what I'm also impressed by is that they're not letting this, they don't seem to be sort of running away with it, right? They're playing the same solid game they did from round 1. There's nobody who's chasing Franks. There's nobody who's doing anything crazy. Everyone is just on a really tight leash right now. And that's great. That's perfect.
Not showing too much emotion either. They're just focused on getting the job done. They know that they need to get 16 rounds to close this out. NiP, always capable of coming back. And while Forrest, man, he takes a hit for the team. He drops a rifle for his teammate. He's going to be sitting on the Deagle, and they're just going to go rushing onto the B side. Rush is going to spot that out. And he's in position with the FAMAS. A bit of a dangerous spot here, but he is going to get the line up. Nafly's there to hold the line from Connector. And, well, Stanislaw on the site itself just wrecking right now. Still, they somehow come out ahead, NiP. And Daps is going to be in a 1v2 retake scenario. 2 rifles picked up for NiP, though, so they have the firepower to deal with this.
Bomb is down. A little bit of hope here. And Daps has been spotted. That's a good shot on to Get Right. If only he had a grenade. He has a Molotov, but NHE would take out Get Right. And this Daps picking up Get Right. Exist now behind the box and the Molotov here. Is he going to be able to zone him out? Exist now. Maybe in some trouble. Daps has a defuse kit. Gonna tap it once and now goes to wait for Exist. He needs a headshot and there it is. Oh my God. 16-3 in favor of OpTic Gaming. They take out NiP on Cobblestone in a way that we have not seen maybe ever. That's incredible. They get entirely trucked by the North American team, and I don't even know what to say at this point.
I think NiP right now, that says it all. You get that camera on them, they just look completely destroyed. And there's still a map left, or 2, if NiP can find themselves here.
Yeah, and what we also have is an analyst desk that's gonna need to explain themselves. We need an accounting of what just happened, and we'll get it right after the break.